Bonsoir, friends. How are we doing? You're wondering, why do I look like this? Hair drenched, which I usually do look like this actually. Robe. It's because right now this is what it looks like outside. So I've decided to turn from a morning of snowball fights, which was actually like, I felt like I was within a core memory. It was very cute. It was very sweet. And I've had to look like this because I did get drenched. I've had this video idea for a while. It's really not that original. Also, I'm pretty sure Jack Edwards posted something just like this last week, which pisses me off because I've had this in my notes for like 3 months, if not longer. But I wanted to do a list of the worst books that I've read this year. And by worst, I mean like badly written or really messed up. And not in a cool way, in like a, oh, that's a messed up book, I want to read that. I'll explain. You'll understand what I mean by this, guys. There are 6 books, which, if we're being honest, out of almost 60 books I've read this year, isn't that bad. It's a 10th of the books that I've read. So I haven't wasted that much time of my life. But it's still, a 10th of my life. So I am going to disintegrate them into the ground and violate them the way I felt like I was violated by them. So 3 of the books I will talk about separately, but 3 of them, I feel like they need to be paired together. I feel like they're all equally bad because of the same reasons. And those 3 books are The Secret, You Can Heal Your Life, and Why Has Nobody Ever Told Me This Before? Ugh. Listen, hear me out. I am a spiritual human being. You can see my fucking tarot decks here. Not that initially makes me spiritual, but anyways, I have dedicated my life to being a spiritualist to an extent. And I truly believe in the premise of manifestation and the title, You Can Heal Your Life, in a sense. But all these books have a very classist, ableist tone to them. And the thing is I think like if 2, if not all of them, of the authors have like experienced like really horrible things, like traumatic things, and one of them was had cancer, and just like all of them have experienced really horrible things. And fair to them, like they are genuinely speaking from experience, which is why I can appreciate the books for what they are. And again, the premise is absolutely correct. You can manifest, you can essentially heal your life, whatever. But as people who have gone through what they've gone through, there is a lot of tone deafness in the way that they've written certain things. And it comes across as, you have cancer? Cure it here. Like a car advertisement. And it's so fucked up. And I hate it. And the thing is, a lot of spiritual healing self-help books have the same narrative. And I've read loads, and these 3 were the ones I read this year, which I was just, again, not surprised about. And I did watch The Secret documentary, and actually The Secret documentary is a lot better than the book, if I'm being honest. And it's very like accurate as to like, yeah, you can change your life, and like these things aren't coincidences in our lives. However, to say to someone who has been abused or this or that, you can change their behavior, you can manifest them treating you better, you can manifest this, you can manifest that, blah, 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 blah. Shut the fuck up, please. please I'm over it. Please shut the fuck up, please. I'm actually serious. It really, like, I feel like in The Secret, she actually says, like, don't manifest someone who is, like, abusive or whatever. So, like, cool, we at least got, like, one normal human being in the lot. But, like, I honestly, considering that all three of them, I'm pretty sure, talk about like their own personal trauma and experiences with manifestation, it honestly ends up sounding like a group therapy session of like, this is how they dealt with it. They convinced themselves of whack shit. Listen, I believe in manifestation. I'm a master manifester. I've met Timothy Chalamet 4 times. I'm still alive. That should tell you enough, okay? That should tell you enough, okay? I truly believe in the concept, but the writing of it is tone deaf. It's so fucking tone deaf in all of them for different reasons, but they're along the same lines, and I don't recommend them. I recommend, honestly, if I am going to do a video of like my favorite books, which is going to be a really long one. But I truly don't have any like spiritual books that are like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was, apart from Untamed. Get Untamed. Buy Untamed by Glennon Doyle. Please. It's not even spiritual, but she talks about manifestation and things like that. And she does it in a way that isn't tone deaf at all. That is the only book you should read about that. And it's not even mostly about that. Maybe I should write a fucking book about that, because clearly you motherfuckers don't know how to. We're going to go on to the next 3. So the romance I liked the least this year was The Flat Share. What the fuck was that? That was so boring. I think like I don't even get the premise, because like I'm a writer, right? And if I've had so many premises like that where it's like something minute that could come off as interesting, but it's so minute that it's like, would it work? And to answer the Flatshares author's question, no, it didn't work. I didn't like it. It's not that it was badly written, I just really didn't like it. I will say though, I'm very lucky that I haven't ever in my life touched a Colleen Hoover book, because at least this book didn't highlight and like romanticize abusive relationships. But yeah, it was still shit. Okay, next. Luster. Yeah, I had high expectations for this one. Jack Edwards, you led me on. The reviews also led me on. I didn't like it, and I think I didn't like it because I felt like it went nowhere. And usually I like books that don't have like a one route, you know, like they have one message and one place it's going, and I like things that sometimes mean nothing. For example, Catcher in the Rye is a great one to read that basically has like no plot, but it's a great read. Yeah, I feel like Luster and the next book that I'm going to talk about are on the same lines in terms of really trying to get to that female rage, female like what's the word? Female hysteria. Female fucking hysteria. They are both along that same line. I love this topic. This is a topic that, as you can tell, I've made a whole video about it. It's such a serious, interesting, deep, realistic topic that I think you can make so many genuine, good stories from, and I just feel like these 2 books failed to do that. Luster, I didn't like because it was boring. I feel like the tone of all these books about female hysteria are girls slutting themselves out for empowerment and then realizing actually it's just a trauma response, not liking it but still doing it, and then like doing really self-destructive actions. And although you're going to argue that is what hysteria is, like female hysteria is like women going into hysteria, yes, but the way that these were written, I didn't like it because Luster was boring. Like none of it was realistic. I just didn't like it. Like I just really, I don't know, like it wasn't a story that would like stay with you know what I mean? It was just a bit like, well, that happened. This is the issue with this book, okay? This is the issue. There is no attachment to the characters. 0, none. They have no identity. And the thing is like the main character, that was kind of part of the issue, was like her identity. But it's like, I need to be attached to you to understand you. And I wasn't. But maybe I'm not the target audience for that book. However, I am apparently the target audience for this next fucking book, which I fucking hate, but that's life, being white. My Year of Rest and Relaxation. Now, I know you're thinking, Mia, I watched your rating of this book. You rated it like a 4. Yeah, I did. That was for enjoyment. I enjoyed the book. I think Atessa Moshfegh is fucking nuts. And not in a good way. I think she's insane. Because, like, the amount of times this woman in this book goes to, like, vividly describe, who is it? Is it Oprah or Whoopi Goldberg? I think it's Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg's vagina. Like, her name isn't on the front of the book. Yeah, no. No, thank you. It creeped me out. I would probably never read another Atessa Moshfegh book. The book itself was more entertaining than Luster. Again, I didn't really have an attachment to her character, but she had, in my opinion, more of a fleshed out identity. But I think, again, both books, the whole point is that they don't really have an identity. There was more of a story with My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which is funny because it's literally about doing nothing. And I can appreciate both books in terms of the premise of, like, nothing and, like, doing nothing and, like, again, female hysteria. However, I don't want to read about that. I don't want to read Atessa Moshfegh's vivid imagination descriptions of famous celebrities' vaginas. It felt strange. It's just like, it literally is like she was writing on Wattpad under a false name, and then she was like, oh, they won't find my real name. It's on the book, bitch. It's on the book. So messed up. I just can't even think about it. I was like, my jaw literally dropped. Here's the thing, okay? If we're all gonna be real here, okay, for a moment, we all have intrusive, vivid thoughts like that are a bit like questionable, like, oh, why did I think about that? Blah, 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 blah. But I've just recently been diagnosed with OCD. I'm not in control. Atessa Moshfegh literally typed that shit out and was like, publish this shit, publish it. And her fucking publishing house or agent or whoever read that and was like, great, send it out there. Insanity. I just think she's insane, not in a good way. So I liked it, but no. I think overall my issue with, like, all the issues with these books are different. Some of them I hate because it's tone deaf. The fictional ones I hate because they're boring. Other ones I hate because it's badly done, like, written. It's all different reasons, but valid, if I can say so myself. But I'm not someone to promote hate, so I will be making a books I loved this year because I love books so much and I read so many and I'm so excited to talk about my favorite ones. So if you enjoyed this and if you agree with me, let me know. Tell me your least favorite books that you've read this year. I want to know so I can avoid them. Thank you. Also, just to add, I know I read it last year, but Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is still one of my least favorite books on the entire planet. Fuck that book. I'm gonna burn it. If someone wants my copy of it, go to my Depop. I'm selling it. You can have it. And you can also have the flat share and a bunch of my mom's books too. But I will see you guys next time. I'm sorry that I feel like I just curled into a ball, you know? It's just fucking cold, guys. Crisis in the UK, you know? Anyways, I love you guys very much. I will see you in my next video.